Hi there, friends. This is Chris with Peace of Mind Art and Craft. And today I'm going to show you some of the things you can make with slow stitch. Since I started doing my slow stitch videos, I've had a lot of questions asking, well, what do I do when I'm finished with it? If you make a little slow stitch piece, and where can I use it? What can I do? So I'm going to show you some examples that I have used in my work. And we'll talk about some other things that you can make as well that I haven't tried yet. So let's get started. And this is in no particular order as far as what I make first or anything. So we'll just talk about each as we go along. The first thing I have is, and this is on a cardboard roll that I have made. I do have a video on how to make these cardboard wooden, look-alike wooden spools. And I have these wrapped on here. I'll put that pin somewhere where I'm going to remember where it is. Okay. And I make these in long strips, and then I cut them up to use on in my journal. And I can cut them up, you know, at increments. If I want to use this whole thing, I could. If I want to use it on the front cover of a journal, maybe it wraps around the journal. This is the front, this is the back. And these are very useful for pockets also. Maybe cut this piece right here and glue a piece of cardstock on the back so that when you slip things in, it doesn't catch on the threads on the back. I have also used these as to wrap around a journal in a long continuous strip. And actually I forgot to get that one out to show you. That it is on another video where I've made a continuous strip to wrap around a video, to wrap around a journal. If you look on my videos and find closures, the way to use different ribbons and so on to close your journals. So that's a way to use those, several different ways to use those. And like I said, you can cut them up and use them on other work, or, you know, like maybe do a collage where you do maybe on a page on a journal, just maybe on the bottom of the page, you might want something. And this would be ideal for that. Okay, so I'll set that aside. All of these ideas that I'm showing you, I do have separate videos on them, pretty much. So we can look those up, and I'll try to reference some of them in the area below this video. Here's some slow stitch hearts that I've been working on. They're not finished yet. The top part of them is finished. What I do is I make a slow stitch design on a muslin heart, and then I put them together, and I usually put a little layer of batting in the middle and put a ribbon on the top for a tie. You don't have to put a ribbon on them. And these you can use as ornaments. You can put sayings on them if you want. Here's another one that I did recently. This one has some flowers. These are cut out with fabric, and then the middle part is sewn down with a pearl bead, and that's slow stitched all around. You can also use these as pockets. I use them a lot on the front of journals as pockets. This one's been sewn and cut out and applied. to the front of this journal. And then, of course, it has the little pocket on the front. So that's another way of using slow stitch. You could also, like I referenced before, if you want your journal, and here's some more slow stitch that I did on here on the back cover of this journal. But like I said, you can use this like as a front of a journal, and it wraps around to the back of the journal. Okay, I also have a video where I show you how to make these little rectangles, and these can be used inside of journals as well. They can also be used as a pin. You would put a backing on here of fabric, and then you could either glue or sew on a pin back and use them as a little brooch. Those are really fun. I've also made long strips wide enough to go around the wrist out of slow stitch pieces, and then made like a cuff bracelet. Those are really pretty as well. I don't have one of those to show you, but that's another use for your slow stitch. Here's a file folder that I used slow stitch on. This is an example of using a strip of this slow stitch across the top. And I just glued, I cut it off here and here, and I attached it to the top of this file folder. And this, of course, opens, and you can use it for storage or for maybe photos from a certain occasion. I've given them a lot for weddings or even birthdays or anniversaries. And what they're also nice for is if someone has someone that has passed away, and these are lovely to give as a gift for them to put their photos of their loved one in, or their memories. So that works too. This one is got like a Velcro dot on it, and I have a video on this as well. And I have ribbon, and I tied it to the side so it wouldn't interfere too much with the front. This is for sale on my Etsy right now. Okay, let's talk about some other ideas. One of my major ideas that I have a lot of people do is the slow stitch pouch. These are like little purses, and this one is not finished. It has to yet be lined, and then of course a button and a closure goes on the front. But this is what they look like when the slow stitching is finished. They open up, and this will be sewn on the sides, the front, and then the back. This one I used an embroidered dresser scarf that I had, so all the work was already done by someone else for this stitchery, and then I added various other fabrics and slow stitches to it. And this is my most popular video, the one on the pouch or the little purse. I do have a kit for this one as well in my Etsy shop. Here are some of my kits that I have, and these are the examples that I made up of the kits, and I'll just show them kind of one at a time. This is the English cottage. is the beach house. This is the log cabin, mountain cabin. This is by the sea. These three are all done with patterns that are available with the kit. This one is called By the Sea, and it is you get your square of, or excuse me, your rectangle of muslin fabric, and then to that you arrange the various pieces that I send you with the kit. You have a couple of focal points, you know, which is like maybe bigger things on there. And that one is done like that without a pattern. You just kind of place the items where you want them. Here's the Christmas one that's done in that manner. And all of these have a kit that goes with them. That doesn't go with, you don't get this finished one, you get just the kit to make your own. Okay, so what do you do with these after you're finished with them? Well, you could, and I've seen people do this, Roxy Creations, the woman's name is Rachel, and she puts them, like makes them into a book, which would be really cool. You have a cover, and then as you turn, you would of course cover this with like another piece of muslin, and then you can make a book out of your different slow stitches. Another thing you could do with them is make a wall hanging, either as they are, or you can put them on a background piece of fabric and sew around. Of course, this would be finished on the edges. Maybe put a backing on it, and then that can be a wall hanging. Okay, I also have in my Etsy shop, I also have some kits for pillow tops, and that's another thing you can use them for. Here's the pillow top. This is a completed pillow top from a kit that I'll send you. This is 16 by 16. And when I say kit, you don't have to order kits from my Etsy shop to make these. I have the instructions on my website, and they're free. And you could go and make your own from all the supplies that you have. But if you don't have a lot of these supplies and you want to get it in a kit form, then that's when you can purchase it from me. This is the pillow top. They're 16 by 16. So it comes with the piece of the 16 by 16 muslin. And it comes with various items that you can add to the kit. This is actually two kits. This topper that's on here is the slow stitch kit for the lace heart. And then I added it to, as a focal point, I did the background of this, and then I added this in the middle. And on my website, on the pillow tops, I give instructions on how to make it into a pillow. Okay, here is one that I have made into a pillow top. I just haven't inserted the pillow form in there yet. This is pillow top in the garden. Both of these pillow tops they don't have a pattern. You just get and assemble all the different pieces that either come with the kit or that you have on your own, and you arrange them into a pleasing pattern on your 16 by 16 or whatever pillow size you want to make. And then this one has been made into a pillow form, kind of a satiny, and this is how you put the pillow in. Yeah, put it in here. That way you can take it out. It could be hand washed, very gently hand washed, or spot cleaned. But that's how you would get the pillow in and out. Okay, so let's talk about a few other things that you can do. You could use your scraps and so on for greeting cards. You can make bookmarks. You can make tags for your journal. I do have a video on how to make tags. I don't have any to show right now because I've used them all. But they make really cool additions to a journal. You could make coasters out of them. You wouldn't want to put too many. If you make coasters, you probably would just want to do like the typical slow stitch, which is the running stitch across the fabric, maybe going both ways, and then so that everything would be flat so that you could set a drink or something on there. You could make covers for the needle books and journals, of course. I've seen a lady make a pin cushion out of it. I think that would be really pretty. I might try doing that. Just make a pin cushion size, either circular shape or a rectangular shape, and then, of course, sew it into a little pouch and then stuff it with polyester fiber fill. I mean, it just goes on and on. You can make a case for your phone. The one I showed you for the pouch, that would be some, excuse me, a similar size to what your phone case might be. Maybe it might be a little bit smaller. You can make it to fit your own phone. These pouches are nice because you could take them like on a special event, and you can fit your phone in there and maybe some lipstick and credit card or whatever, and you could put a pocket in there too if you wanted to. Okay, you could even put a strap on there for crossbody bag. So, like I said, a lot of different things to consider when you're making a slow stitch. Slow stitch is kind of a meditative thing that we do. And you don't necessarily have to make anything out of it if you don't want to. People like to have these, either a wooden spool or, like I said, you can make your own out of cardboard, which I have done here. And then you can wrap your ribbon, and this might be longer if you have more. I'll have made a longer one. This one was long, but I cut it up to use it in other pieces. And then you could just use that as a display. Keep it, because a lot of people don't want to cut it up or don't just want to have it like as a visual item in their craft room just to look at, because they are really beautiful. Okay, so thanks for joining me today. So glad you came, and I'm sure that you've thought of other ways to use your slow stitch. If you have a good idea, or even any kind of an idea, put it down below in the comments so that other people can see it also.